Hello, my dear children. Welcome back to the channel. I know exams are just around the corner, and the tension is building up. But don't you worry one bit. We are going to crack every chapter together, just like always. Today, we're looking at a short and sweet essay by E.M. Forster called The Story. It seems simple, but trust me, Beta, the ideas in here are absolute gold for your exam questions.
So here's our simple plan for today. First, we'll ask a very basic question. What exactly is a novel? Then, we'll meet 3 funny characters that Forster made up to explain his idea. After that, we'll uncover the secret storytelling weapon of the amazing Scheherazade. Then, we'll look at a really cool idea about 2 types of time, clock time and heart time. And finally, the most important part, a super quick revision to make you 100% ready for your exam. So are you ready? Let's begin.
Okay, section 1. Now, before we even open the book, just think about this for a second. You're watching a web series, right? On Netflix or Hotstar. It's late at night, you have school tomorrow, but you just have to click that next episode button. Why do you do that? Just hold that feeling in your mind.
That feeling, that desperate need to know what's next, that's exactly what E.M. Forster is talking about. He starts by asking, what is the one thing a novel absolutely must do? He says everyone agrees on the answer, but the way they say it, their attitude, well, that's where all the fun begins. And this is where Forster gets really clever. Instead of giving us some boring textbook definition, he imagines 3 different people answering his question. It's like he's created 3 characters to have a little debate for us. First, we meet a very simple, good-hearted man. You know, a normal person. Forster imagines he could be a bus driver. He's not interested in all this literature stuff. For him, a novel, well, it just tells a story. Very simple, very honest. And Forster respects that. But then we meet a completely different person. Think of that one impatient uncle we all have, the one who just wants to get to the point. He only cares about the plot, the action. He says, just give me a good story. And Forster admits, this kind of reader actually makes him a little bit nervous. And who's the third voice? It's Forster himself. And you can just hear the sigh in his voice. Yes, oh dear, yes, the novel tells a story. He sounds a bit sad, doesn't he? It's because he wishes that a novel's foundation was something more beautiful, something higher, like music or truth. But no, he has to admit, it's just about telling a story. So after all that, Forster gives us his definition. And it's so simple. A story is just a series of events told in their time order. First this happened, then that happened. Monday came, then Tuesday came. That's it. It's the skeleton, the absolute basic structure. Now, we get to the most interesting part of this essay. Forster says our addiction to story, this need to know what happens next, is ancient. It's inside all of us. He even imagines a caveman, tired after a long day of hunting, but he won't go to sleep. Why? Because he has to hear how the storyteller finishes the story. And the greatest example of this is the story of Scheherazade. You all know it, right? From the Arabian Nights. This cruel king would marry a new woman every day, only to have her executed the next morning. But the clever Scheherazade, she used storytelling as a weapon to survive for 1,001 nights. But how? What was her secret? Now, Forster agrees she was a brilliant writer. Her stories had beautiful language, clever characters, deep meanings, all the good stuff. But were any of these things what saved her life? No. Her one and only secret weapon was suspense. Every night, she would tell a story, and just as the sun was about to come up, she would stop, right on a cliffhanger. And the king, this all-powerful tyrant, became like a little child. He just had to know what happened next. So he had to let her live, just for one more day. This is a very important point, Beta, so listen closely. Forster says suspense is the most primal, most powerful tool. It works on everybody, from a savage to a king. Just think about it. It's the same trick they use in those Instagram reels or YouTube shorts that end with like for part 2. That urge you feel to find out what happens, that's the ancient power of story right there. All right, now for the last big idea from this chapter. It might sound a bit complicated, but I promise you it's actually very simple and quite beautiful. Forster says that all of us are living 2 lives at the very same time. Take a good look at this slide. On the left, you have life in time. This is life according to the clock. Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday. It's just a sequence. A simple story lives in this world.
But on the right, you have life by values. This is life measured by your heart. It's not about what comes next, it's about what is important. A great novel doesn't just give you the timeline, it shows you the important moments, the feelings, the values. And Forster gives this perfect example. I only saw her for 5 minutes. That's life in time. The clock measured 5 minutes. But it was worth it. That's life by values. That's the heart speaking. In just one sentence, you see both lives. A simple story only gives you the first part. A truly great novel gives you both. Okay, my champions, it's time for exam mode. You have understood all the ideas so beautifully. Now, let's figure out how to put this knowledge on paper to get those full marks. Let's do this. Now, this is a very, very common question from this chapter. You might see something exactly like this in your paper. So let's break down the perfect answer together. So, for any question on Scheherazade, you just need these 4 magic points. 1. Her story shows the primal power of a narrative. Use that word, primal. 2. Her survival depended on pure suspense, not on how beautifully she wrote. 3. She got the king hooked on the simple question, what happens next? And 4. This whole example proves that the story is the essential backbone of any novel. You include these 4 points, Beta, and you are guaranteed to get full marks. And that is it. See? It wasn't difficult at all, was it? You have understood the whole chapter completely. I have full confidence in you. You're going to do fantastically well in your exams. You are completely prepared, don't worry. So I'll leave you with a final thought. The next time you just can't stop watching a show or a movie, just pause for a second and ask yourself, am I hooked because of the clock? I just want to know what happens next? Or am I hooked because of the heart, because I actually care about the characters and what their journey means? It's a really fun way to remember Forster's big idea.
If you found this explainer helpful, my dear students, please do give it a like and share it with your friends who might also be finding this chapter a little tricky. Please subscribe so you don't miss our next video, and most importantly, write in the comments and tell me which chapter you want me to explain next. I'm always here for you. Take care and happy learning!